Never again. Never again.
Oh shit, oh take, pray them niggas go away. Oh, we sell the clowns around, it look like circus show. Like, this is not the album either.
What's Gucci YouTube? I'm a little sick and pretty goddamn tired still. But I'm back with another video. I was gonna record this video yesterday, the day I got back from Orlando, but I kind of passed out when I got back because I was so tired. But anyways, today is basically just gonna be a story time slash rant slash never fly Spirit Airlines. I had quite the trip to Orlando and back, flying with Spirit Airlines, and I thought I would, you know, give you guys a little insight and maybe some advice on why you should never fly Spirit Airlines. But besides that, my trip to Orlando, my trip to Playlist was amazing. I had an amazing time. I had an amazing time meeting you guys. I had an amazing time in Orlando, and it was lit. It was lit overall. I got to Orlando late on Friday, the first day of Playlist. I kind of missed the first day of Playlist because of everything that went on. I'm gonna explain that in a second. But besides that, the other 2 days of Playlist was pretty lit. I had a great time meeting you guys, and if I didn't get to meet you, don't worry, because I am gonna be traveling more soon, especially this summer, and I might have a little some, you know, like a tour planned or something like that. But Playlist was lit. But the travel to Playlist wasn't very lit at all. It was actually quite hectic, very stressful, and I've never had such a bad time flying, and that's basically what this video is about. So let's just get right into it. I left early Thursday morning so I'd be able to go to Playlist Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but it didn't really work out like that. I get to the airport early Thursday morning, got on my flight, you know, everything's going smoothly so far. It's a 5-hour flight to Atlanta. We get to Atlanta at, I don't know, like 6, 7 p.m., which would have been like 3 or 4 p.m. LA time, and I still thought it was going smoothly until I get off the plane and I get this email that says my flight has been canceled from Atlanta to Orlando. And I'm sitting here looking at the email while waiting for Sawyer in the bathroom at the airport, thinking, what? My flight's canceled? Is this a misunderstanding? I'm confused. And right then there's the 3 people. I think their names was Austin, Alex, and I can't remember the other kid's name. But they walk by me and they ask, yo, are you going to Playlist? And I'm standing there waiting for Sawyer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Playlist. And they're like, well, the flight's canceled, come with us. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess the flight is canceled, great. So Sawyer comes out of the bathroom, and then we follow them to Spirit Airlines, the airline that we were flying. And we get to like the terminal, and we find out, yes, the flight has been canceled, and we also find out that there is no flight out of Atlanta that night. And we also find out that it was canceled because the pilot just decided to dip. He just decided to leave, and they didn't have a backup pilot, which I didn't understand at all. How can an airline not have a backup pilot or like another flight out of Atlanta for all the people that's flight just got canceled? It didn't make sense. So they tell us they can't really reimburse us our money or anything like that. They can't get us another flight. They can't even get us a hotel or anything. Basically, they bent us over and decided, hi, we're Spirit Airlines and we're gonna f you in the ass. So at this point, we're like, what the fuck? Like, how are we gonna get out of Atlanta and get to Orlando? So we're wandering around the airport, the biggest airport in the United States. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, Atlanta is a very large airport, I think the biggest one in the US, and we're wandering around trying to figure out what's going on. We try to check other airlines, and it didn't seem like there was any flights out of Atlanta to Orlando. So we're like, okay, maybe we can all like pitch in and rent a car and drive from Atlanta to Orlando because it's not that far of a drive. So we go to every single rental car place, and turns out we couldn't rent a car either. An Uber ended up costing like $1,000, and we didn't want to do that, although that would have probably been the best bet because, well, let me just finish the story. So right then and there, I'm thinking, Spirit Airlines, like, this is BS. How do you not have a solution to this? How can your pilot just disappear and everyone's just And then we found out there was a bus that was leaving early Friday morning, so we would have had to stay the night in the airport or something, or get a hotel. But yeah, again, let me finish the story, I'll get to that. So we find out there's a bus that leaves early in the morning. It would have taken 10 hours from Atlanta to Orlando to take the bus. And the 3 people we were with decided to do that because that was kind of like the best bet. So they booked the bus, and me and Sawyer were like, I guess we'll try to book the bus too, because I don't really see what else we can do at this point. And me and Sawyer go to book a spot on the bus, and it was sold out. Sold out. So I got even harder. And at this point, I'm just like stressing out. I'm like, how am I gonna get to Orlando? How am I gonna get to Playlist? Like, I need to book another flight. There's gotta be a flight. But I was just so stressed out. I was having anxiety. We were wandering around this airport for hours. And I just wanted to like get out of there. I just want to get a hotel room and then figure it out from there. Plus the people we were with, they need to get a hotel room too because the bus wasn't leaving till the next morning. So they needed somewhere to stay. They didn't want to sleep at the airport. I didn't want to sleep at the airport. So we tried getting a hotel room. And in the middle of calling hotels and trying to get a hotel room, the fire alarm in the airport goes off and the airport is on lockdown for like the next 2 or 3 hours. And at this point, it's like 1 in the morning. So to make things even better, while it's on lockdown, we're calling up hotels, trying to book a room. But since it was on lockdown, everyone in the airport was doing what we were doing and trying to book hotels as well. So everything seemed to already be booked around the airport in Atlanta. Finally, one of the dudes, I think Austin, he booked a room. We finally get out of the hotel, we take an Uber to the hotel, and it actually turns out that he booked the wrong night, and yeah, we weren't able to stay at that hotel. So we start calling other hotels, everything's booked. The last resort was a Super 8. A Super 8, yep, a motel. The worst hotel motel I've ever stayed in. We get there, we were barely able to book 2 rooms, and it was, yeah, it was the shittiest hotel I've ever stayed in. It was a smoking hotel. The whole thing smelled like a casino, but way worse. It was like a trap. It was a trap house hotel. So them 3 get a room, and then me and Sori got a room, and at this point I'm like, all right, I need to figure out what we're doing. Like, I'm not trying to just vacay in Atlanta. Not that I have anything against Atlanta, but I needed to get the Playlist. That was the goal. That's why I left LA in the first place. So I spent the next hour looking at my phone for flights that were leaving the next day so I could at least try to get to Playlist Friday night and go to Playlist Friday night, then go Saturday and Sunday. I didn't want to miss any more than 1 day of Playlist. So I finally find a flight for me and Sori. It was like $800 total from Atlanta to Orlando, which is just an hour flight. Basically twice the amount of money I spent on a round trip with Spirit Airlines, which is a really cheap airline. But when I originally booked my trip from LA to Orlando and back, there was like no other flights with any other airlines because I waited last minute to book my flight and I got stuck with Spirit. Spirit. The worst airline, all right? The worst airline. So anyways, I find another flight that leaves at like 6 in the morning on Friday, right? It's still Thursday. Well, no, it's technically Friday already because at this point it's like 3 in the morning. I find a flight that's at like 6:30 in the morning. So me and Sori didn't even sleep. We just sat in that motel for a couple hours. It was basically a waste to even get the hotel. We might as well have just stayed in the airport, but I needed to get out there. I was having anxiety. They had it on lockdown. And to make it even worse, it was like pouring rain outside. So it was all bad. It was just one thing after the next. I thought I was stranded in Atlanta, but luckily I found this flight for freaking $800 one way, and yeah, that's what we did. So me and Sori stayed up till 6 in the morning. We left the motel, we caught our flight to Orlando at like 6 in the morning. We get to Orlando, and at this point I'm like exhausted. I haven't slept in like 24 hours. So I get to the resort we were staying at, I pass out. I missed the first night anyways because I had no energy. I was absolutely dead. And I'm thinking I want to sue Spirit Airlines. Like, they put us through hell, and everyone else on that flight, I don't know what happened to everyone else on the flight, but us, we got fucked. Spirit Airlines didn't help us at all. Like, usually an airline, if they cancel a flight, they're supposed to give you another flight or like find another pilot or something, but they had nothing. So I was forced to buy a one-way ticket from Atlanta to Orlando, and yeah, we made it to Orlando. I passed out. Next day, I wake up really late because of jet lag, and we go to Playlist, and me and Sori were barely even able to get our badges to get into Playlist because we were so late. But luckily, we finally got them, and yeah, Playlist was amazing. I got to meet a ton of you guys, and it was an experience, or something I've never experienced before, because I didn't know I had so many people there that wanted to meet me, and that was the crazy part for me, because I've never really experienced anything like that, like I said. But overall, Playlist was lit. I was gonna vlog it. You guys would be watching a Playlist vlog right now, but fun fact, my phone broke that night of Playlist, Saturday night. I was getting mobbed. I ended up dropping my phone. It cracked, and yeah, so I wasn't able to vlog any more of Playlist, and I didn't get to keep that footage that I did vlog. So instead, I'm recording this story time rant video about Spirit Airlines, the people that ruined my trip. I don't want to say they ruined my trip, because Orlando was amazing. It was really fun. Playlist was straight turn, and I'm definitely glad that I went, because I remember when we were stuck in Atlanta, I was thinking about booking a flight back to LA because it was just so chaotic. I didn't think it was even worth it to pay $800 $100 from Atlanta to Orlando when I already bought a round trip with Spirit Airlines. But like I said, Spirit Airlines, you fucking suck. And yeah, if I could, I would sue you guys. I ain't got the time. So basically, this video is just a video about how y'all should never book a flight with Spirit Airlines. Even if it's your last resort, just wait a couple days for a different flight. Don't book Spirit Airlines because they're not helpful at all. Everyone that works there is an asshole. Well, I don't want to say everyone, but anyone I talked to was no help at all. They all gave me an attitude and they didn't reimburse me my money and they weren't respectful, and they was just, yeah, Spirit Airlines. So anyways, the next day or the day after that, Monday, yesterday when I was gonna upload this video, we leave Orlando. We catch our flight with Spirit Airlines back to LA because like I said, I bought a round trip with Spirit Airlines from LA to Atlanta to Orlando, from Orlando to Atlanta, back to LA, and I was just hoping that my flight wouldn't get canceled again because then I would really sue that bitch. So we get to the airport early on Monday, we get on our flight, and again, they were so like just disrespectful at the airport. The Spirit Airlines people, not everyone at the airport, Spirit Airlines, all right? Spirit Airlines. Don't fly with Spirit Airlines. Their planes suck, their people suck, they're disrespectful, like I said, they're complete. They ain't fair. Like, you would think it would be the opposite. Like, you want your customers to fly with you again, right? But that's not the case with Spirit Airlines. We get on the plane, we fly to Atlanta because we had to stop there again before we go to LA. And we get to Atlanta and there's like a 3-4 hour delay at the airport, which was just fantastic. Making us wait some more. Spirit, thank you. And everyone in the airport's like mad. They're like bitching at the Spirit Airline employees or whatever you call them. And I hear people next to me talking like, I'm never taking Spirit Airlines again. And I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I'm never flying, I'm never flying Spirit Airlines again. I'm used to flying Southwest. I think that's the only airline I've ever flown. For anyone that knows anything about airlines or flying, some of y'all might not travel. I don't travel that often, but I'm gonna be traveling a lot more, just not Spirit Airlines. So yeah, there's like a couple hour delay, which I guess is normal, you know. It's the airport, there's always delays on flights. I think I've had a delay with Southwest, but with Spirit Airlines it's different because the people are just, they're not kind people. Like, at least be nice, you know? At least be nice about the fact that there's a delay instead of not being helpful or respectful or anything like that. Like, no one's gonna wanna fly with you guys again. Not that they're gonna watch this video, but for those that are watching this video, just know it ain't worth it. They ain't worth it. They don't deserve your money. If your flight gets canceled, you ain't gonna get your money back. They basically rob you. And yeah, so finally our plane gets there, we get on and we fly back to LA, and that was probably the worst flight I have ever flown. It took us like an hour to take off. We were sitting on the plane for like an hour. I don't know why. It was the most uncomfortable plane I've ever been on. It was just really like just squished, and I don't know why people book with Spirit. I mean, it was my first time, so I didn't know what to expect, but their planes suck, okay? Their employees suck, and their airline absolutely sucks. And I think that's probably gonna do it with my rant. But yeah, we get back to LA, thank God, and yeah, now I'm back home. Like I said, I was gonna upload this video yesterday when I got back. It is now Tuesday. I got back on Monday, but I passed out when I got back because of Spirit Airlines. I don't think I would have been so tired if I didn't go through all of that the days before when my flight got canceled. But yeah, anyways, long story short, playlist was lit. It would have been more lit if I was able to go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but thanks to Spirit Airlines, it wasn't really possible. And I had a great time at Playlist, and I hope you guys did too. If you did go, if you didn't, I'll be at VidCon, I'll be at Playlist DC, and I'm gonna be traveling and doing some stuff this summer, you know what I'm saying? So look out for that. And with that said, yeah, I think this is gonna wrap it up for my video. My camera's about to die. I love you guys, stay amazing, and I will see y'all next time with another video tomorrow, because I want to get back on this YouTube grind, daily uploads, hopefully for the rest of the month, or at least I'm gonna try every other day or daily. A lot of videos coming soon. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow.